captioning is provided by Hunter Safety Systems. Saving lives is what we do. This week on Whitetail Freaks, longtime geek freak Jeremy Putnam and wife Kelly have both drawn a tag for the early muzzleloader season in Kansas. And their destination is Harper County, y'all. Putty, in his second year managing this farm, was facing issues quite the opposite of the flooding problems back home in Illinois. With little rain, Harper County, Kansas has been in a drought, and under normal circumstances, that could make it hard to supply a good source of food.
Pray for rain.
But this is the Freaks. Setbacks are just part of the game plan for these guys. And the trail cams don't lie when they revealed a few shooters showing up almost daily to strut their stuff.
She's way ahead of me and almost running. So she must be excited.
Then, back home in Illinois with a muzzle loader season kicking off, Bob Whitlock is in search of dry land. But with water levels continuing to rise, he finds his options growing thinner than a razor edge of a G5. Luckily, he discovers the guys at Lamont Outdoors have found a pretty simple solution to get around a little bit of water. Tell your vegetarian friends it's time to leave the living room or suffer the consequences. And you take no responsibility for what's about to be bestowed upon their eyes. Although you'll be more than happy to explain what happens when predator meets prey. So silence your cell phones and no talking during our feature presentation. This is the Freak Zone, son.
I got a little woozy halfway up the stairs. This is like my first time in the operating room. Got a little woozy then too. I think I'll be fine afterwards. I just gotta kind of get used to it, so. But he says I'm safe, so we'll see.
Well, look what your vest says. Hunter Safety System.
Uh-huh.
You know what their motto is?
What is our motto?
Keeping... I don't know. Keeping hunters safe. Something like that.
Whitetail Freaks TV is about the oldest buck that we can harvest. This is my life. This is my job. This is what I do.
It's a mental game. That's what bow hunting is.
Yeah, baby. I'm the happiest hunter in the world right now.
Just a great deer, probably scoring at least 170 inches. All the whitetail freaks, the bottom line is they're great people. There's not a lazy bone in none of their bodies. They're always willing to learn. They're doing everything they can to make sure that those deer have the perfect nutrition, the perfect age. We try to do the best job we can. They are what Whitetail Freaks is about.
Whitetail Freaks, brought to you in part by these fine sponsors. People have many quirks about them when it comes to the things they absolutely love and can't live without. This is all fine and dandy as long as no one interferes or tries to change the habits of the obsessed. Problems arise when said person meets another person that begins to define his better half. In this case, old Putty is our obsessed hunter. He absolutely loves it. You could even say he's a freak. Pun intended. His new love, and now wife, Kelly, has a full-time position as an RN, and not too long ago was quite clueless when it came to things such as hunting big deer. So, what do you do when you have new priorities, yet still hold on to that first love? You introduce and teach your wife how to hunt and pray she takes a liking to it. That's what you do.
After meeting Kelly and having her interested in hunting and going hunting with her or having her film me, it turned out to be a lot of fun.
It doesn't take much digging to see what Jeremy has done on this show in the past. He's taken his share of big whitetail, but the past couple of years have been dedicated to getting Kelly to a point where she can hold her own and be safe and ethical. It takes sacrifice to play the role of coach, but to Jeremy's delight, Kelly has taken a liking to this great sport.
To have her in my life as a hunting partner and a partner, you just really can't beat it because, you know, instead of someone yelling at you about going hunting, they go hunting with you. So it's a big bonus the way I look at it.
Kelly has come quite a ways since joining Team Putty. She helped to cull the herd by taking a management buck for her very first kill ever in 2010. 2011 was another story altogether. In her first trip to Kansas, with an early muzzle loader tag in her pocket, she gets to face off with something a little better than management status. When Whitetail Freaks comes back.
Hey everyone, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Whitetail Freaks TV, and follow us on Twitter.
Whitetail Freaks, brought to you in part by Carbon Express Arrows. Shoot better.
To be successful in the field, you need dependable gear with the best technology. You need ScentLock with carbon alloy. We've added zeolite and treated carbon to our powerful activated carbon, extending the scent control spectrum further than activated carbon alone. Carbon alloy delivers an unmatched odor-absorbing system designed to give you the edge to get closer and keep your adrenaline pumping. Carbon alloy is making you and ScentLock the deadliest combination.
Hey, T-Bone here. Let's talk about expandable broadheads. 2-inch, 2-blade expandables only have a 2.5-inch cutting surface and are actually more like a sliver. G5's T3 all-steel big cut expandable has a whopping 3 inches of cutting surface. 3 blades produce 3 independent flaps, creating a big old chunk. So, do you want a sliver or a T3 chunk?
I'm Tom Miranda. Here's what Cuddyback customers are saying.
This is my first Cuddyback, and I can't believe the photos I'm getting.
The quality of the pictures are out of this world.
When comparing photos with friends, none of them capture it just like a Cuddyback.
I have friends purchasing off-brand cameras, and after seeing the pictures I take, they realize their mistake.
We run close to a dozen Cuddyback cameras. They have always produced fantastic pictures.
Great trigger time, great picture quality.
For images you'll be proud of, get a Cuddyback.
My passion is rim fires. Which is why I hold the spot-on advantage. And there are a million more like me, using spot-on to build confidence when shooting farther with more precision than ever before. The next generation of shooting accuracy has arrived. Join us.
Whitetail Freaks, brought to you by Flextone's new Funky Chicken Wimpy Jake decoy. Every big gobbler wants to beat 'em up.
Nature designed,
Flextone engineered.
It always helps when you're a new hunter to have a good teacher, and in Kelly's case, she couldn't have found a better one than husband Jeremy Putnam.
Jeremy's been part of the Whitetail Freaks team for several years, but over the last couple, he has dedicated time and sacrificed time in the stand to make sure Kelly does the best she can in the sport they love.
There's a lot to be said about making property ready for holding deer. Many farmers are left with much to be desired. But when it comes to their whitetails, Jeremy Putnam and Tom McFarland of Whitetail Properties go into overdrive because they simply have to. Not only do they love hunting whitetails, but it's their business to make sure that there's plenty of them roaming around the land they manage. Arriving in Kansas, Jeremy and Kelly would spend their first 4 days fighting unseasonably warm weather, wind conditions, and a whole lot of younger bucks and does. Not quite what they were hoping for.
Tommy had been running the trail cameras. He knew what was in there. So there was really 2 bucks we were looking for. One was a big frame 10-pointer, and one was U-turn.
Working out the kinks of a road trip can take some time. But as Kelly has learned from her mentor, things can change very quickly in this game of cat and mouse, and the entire week is about to come to a head.
So on day 5, the weather allotted the deer and all the critters to move nice and early, and we had a marginal wind, and all we really wanted to do is sit this blind, but we've only been allowed to sit here once because of the way the wind's been blowing.
Jeremy Putnam and I are in Kansas. He's filming me. It is the 5th day, the 2nd time we've been in this blind. The first time we had every deer step out but the 2 that we were after. So
And this afternoon actually is turning out to be pretty good, at least until the coyote showed up and cleared the field. In most cases, I would have shot this coyote or had Kelly shoot it, but it was just an hour and a half till dark, and we were really just hoping for more deer to show up after he cleared the field.
Even with old Wile E. Coyote clearing the field, the deer were oblivious to Team Putty, and it wasn't long before they returned. Whether it's late season or a drought, this is just another example of the importance of managing your plots so you provide a good source of food for the deer. Yeah, it really is just that simple.
The deer did come back, and when they came back full on. It wasn't just a few bucks or does.
What are they staring at? They keep looking down
here. All the deer are coming out, the food plot's getting full, the cooner's still out there, and Jeremy looks at me and says, "I think I see him." I get my binos out. Of course, I look down and he's only 40 yards from me.
Oh, he's the one we have trail pictures of.
Yeah. He's one of those, one of the two that we can shoot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's mine.
Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Bill Jordan's Realtree, ScentLock Technologies, Matthew SoloCam, G5 Outdoors, Cuddyback Digital, Thompson Center Arms, Nikon, Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology. Apply it, try it, and go hunt. Bad Boy Buggies, Yeti Coolers, and Antler King.
Before experiencing it, you won't know dependability. Unless you've drawn it, you haven't felt smooth. Until you shoot it, you've yet to be this accurate. The Matthews Creed. Rethink your possibilities.
I'm Bill Jordan with Realtree. We want to introduce to you new Realtree Extra and Realtree Extra with Green.
To your hunting portfolio. Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology works on contact and continues to work after drying. It's the longest lasting scent killer formula yet. Scent Killer Gold was found to be over 99% effective at stopping replicated human odor in testing at Rutgers University 10 days after drying. With Hunt Dry Technology, apply it, dry it, and go hunt. A whole new level. Scent Killer Gold.
When's the last time you shot all these animals with the same rifle? Now you can do it for real. The Dimension bolt-action platform is the most advanced bolt-action rifle ever made. It shoots multiple calibers just by changing components and guarantees minute of angle accuracy. It's time to change the way you think about bolt-action rifles. The new Dimension bolt-action platform from Thompson Center.
Whitetail Freaks has been brought to you by Whitetail Properties, helping you turn your dreams into reality.
Okay, we're back. Kelly is staring down a decent shooter buck with husband Jeremy playing third base coach, waving her all the way home.
As he's walking in, he's starting to push all the other deer around, showing his dominance. And when he made his U-turn back is when I realized this is the buck that I want to take. As he's pushing the other deer around, I realized it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. He's just moving too much for me. And as he stops, I don't hesitate. The deer are clear, and I'm going to take my kill shot.
And with a drop of the hammer, Kelly makes Putty proud, as this is only her second buck kill ever.
I knew she hit him good, but I bobbled the camera, and we didn't see him. What happened? We had to wait for the smoke to clear. By the time everything slowed down, we really didn't know what happened. I thought I seen it hit him really good.
Oh my God. Did I get him? Nice shot. Did I get him? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this deer came from the left of me, right in front of this blind. He walks in 30 yards. There's 15 deer out there. And he's walking in, walking right towards him. He's not stopping, he's just going right towards him. He gives me a beautiful shot. He's comfortable, he's relaxed. I'm not on the other hand.
That's the second ever. Second buck ever.
Okay, here we are. We got Tom running camera, his cameraman, they just killed tonight. So we ran back there, and now we're gonna go get Kelly's, right?
Let's go.
All right.
I'm ready.
Turn my light on. What's that right there? That's him, it's him. Yes.
Once we found him, I realized I took a really good shot. He landed 20 feet from where I had shot him.
Look at this mass.
When he came out, the first thing I noticed were these sticking out. And the mass on him.
There's a 12-incher right there.
Beautiful brows.
Carries it all the way through. You're talking 5 inches right there. He's got a double row. Awesome brows. Give me some. I'm proud of you. I love you. Look at that.
I'm very proud of it.
You should be. Anytime you can get someone new started, don't hesitate. It's very rewarding. Nice. Let's get him out of here.
Whitetail Freaks, brought to you in part by Lancaster Archery, leading the world in 3D and target archery. Whitetail Freaks has been brought to you by Lone Wolf, your silent partner.
Whitetail Freaks.
Now available for iPhone, Whitetail Freaks Property Manager. Map your properties with tree stands and trail cams. Mark food plots and calculate acreage. Handy go-to function to find mark points. Manage your properties and control multiple settings. Go to whitetailfreaks.com or the iTunes App Store.
Kelly and Jeremy ran off to Kansas to hunt some dry land, and longtime freak Bob Whitlock was faced with the same thing that everyone faced in southern Illinois this past season, the flooding.
Although the usual way around this dilemma was to boat yourself in, Mark at Lamont Outdoors was about to show Bob his secrets to getting to the deer.
Being a good hunter means being prepared and being able to deal with all types of unexpected problems. So when Bob Whitlock realized his hunting land was flooded, he knew it was time to adapt and just roll with it. And after hunting with Lamont Outdoors for a week, Bob discovered just how they roll.
Some of the things you gotta do. The water where we're hunting is so high that we got a spray rig to take us in, about 6 feet with 6-foot tires.
Even with a unique way of getting to his stand, Bob would spend the better part of the week just trying to find a good place to sit.
Well, as you can see here, to the south, if you look at all this water, as far as you can see, some of it you can't even walk across. We were in here this morning checking on this set with, I had to go to the store and buy waders. I bought chest waders and the water was close to waist deep just trying to get across this field here. The things you do to try to kill a big deer.
After a few days to get a feel for what stands may work, and with muzzleloader season starting up again, Bob has a couple more days to do what he's come to do at Lamont Outdoors. Kill a big old buck.
Now the muzzleloader season is back in again here in Illinois. Last night we were out here and we had 5 shooters come into the picked corn. So we know that the deer there, they're literally being flooded out of the woods as we speak. So this time I'll have my TC with me. We are hoping that the deer pretty much stay on the same pattern and we'll get to knock one down tonight.
Hunting can be a challenge when most of your land is flooded. However, it means that the deer are being forced to move to dry land as well. And when they do, Bob and his TC will be waiting for them.
Wow. That's a pretty good one coming through the water over there. He definitely looks like he's a shooter. Big body. I just hope he gets here before it gets too dark. That's a nice buck. That's one we'll shoot for sure. Keep coming, dude. No, he's up close. I'll tell you when.
And with the sound of thunder, Bob shows that even in 6 feet of water, he gets the job done yet again.
I'm thrilled. Steve and I have been at it hard, and this is well deserving. We're definitely going to celebrate tonight. I can't thank Mark Lamont, you know, more than he's done so much for us. And I tell you, he runs a first-class operation here.
When you've had a week like Bob has had, there is no greater confirmation that all your hard work was worth it than walking up to a big buck on the ground.
How about that? What a wild ride down here in southern Illinois. Literally, we've been battling rising water all week long from the Little Wabash River. Nothing I've ever experienced in my life as a hunter. We've been flooded out of 3 sets, almost a 4th. Our 5th that we sat in tonight has got water at the base of it. We got deer literally getting flooded out of the timber. I'll tell you, it's been crazy. Mark's been taking us in here on a big John Deere sprayer with like 5-foot tires on. We've got pictures of a whole bunch of good deer on this farm, and he's not one of them. I believe he came from the neighbors. Old deer, look at the size of that Roman nose. That's like, I bet he's at least 5, probably older than that. Mark's got standing beans and corn to the south of us, and the cold weather moved in. Finally, yesterday and today, all kind of big deer on our feet. We saw 5 shooters last night, and I don't even think he was with them, with any of the other ones last night. Just goes to show you what some standing grains will do when it starts getting cold. Man, what a great ending to a story. To have it all come together right now, I couldn't be any more happy.
When the river gives you lemons, you make lemonade. This is our lemonade.
Back to the bow, baby.
The latest and greatest in four-wheeler design.
He's my best buck yet to date.
This has been a Watermark production.
Sales provided by Wildcom.